Hey there, Monroe. Today's Muddled Monday question is one of my favorites because I get asked this question all the time. And there are some specific ways that we approach food sensitivity in functional medicine. So the question for today is, should I get food sensitivity testing? So everybody that comes in always asks, I'm worried because I feel like I'm reacting to so many foods, or they'll bring in their allergy testing and say, I can never have all these foods ever again. I'm allergic to them. False. 90% of people that are told they're allergic to something are truly not allergic, and I'll explain why. We have so many different immunoglobulins in our body. What you're referring to with allergies is an IgE reaction. And that activates the mast cells, which we'll talk about in just a moment. Mast cells are what release these cytokines that make you close up your throat or have itchy eyes or runny nose, etc. What most people experience is an IgA or IgG, immunoglobulin G reaction, which uses the complement cascade, and it's a sensitivity, okay? So a lot of people are worried, oh my gosh, you're gonna tell me that I can never have these foods again. And that is so not true. The reason why you might have a list of all these foods that you react to is because you have a leaky intestine, intestinal permeability. So I'm going to scope down here so we can see a little bit more of my board here. Perfect. So here is the healthy intestinal lining as represented by the happy cells. All of us, now, there's no judgment here. We all will go through periods of intestinal inflammation, okay? That's life. We're born that way. Infants have permeability, which is why we're not giving them spoonfuls of peanut butter or else they'll have peanut allergies, right? This is why breastfeeding is so important, because it gives that colostrum that chance to heal the gut. But all of us, if we have poor bacteria, just 3 days of a bad diet can alter the internal microbiome. On the contrary, 1 day of eating healthy, good morning, Scott. Nice to see you. 1 day of eating healthy can actually reset your microbiome for better health. So probiotics are essential for this. If you've had a course of an antibiotic, studies have shown it can change your internal microbiome for up to 2 years afterwards. 2 years. So all these kiddos with antibiotics, we need to chase it with a probiotic to heal them. Anti-inflammatories, toxins that you're exposed to, like mycotoxins in corn products, vitamin deficiencies that you may not know about just because you're genetically predisposed to have ineffective metabolism, right? And then low stomach acid, hypochlorhydria, is another common problem that leads to this unhealthy gut. And this is inflammation, intestinal permeability. These tight junctions are open, so all the little food particles or protein or viruses or anything you're exposed to will get absorbed in a larger amount, and our bodies don't know what to do with that. So a true food allergy, and I'm going to explain this to you, it gets absorbed and they go to a cell called a dendrite cell. And dendrites are like cells like your dog, right? Your dog will take anything off the ground and chew it and then show it to you, right? Usually it's like an unfortunate animal or some kind of child toy like Legos, and they put it at your feet. That's what dendrites do. They chew up what's there and they just sort of present it to your immune system. And so they present it to the T cell. The T cell then analyzes it and says, is this worthy of a response? I don't know, give it to the B cell. The B cell makes antibodies which activate the mast cell. So what we're trying to prevent is a true food allergy, because the mast cells are what create the IgG. Now, IgE is sensitivity. That's what a lot of us have. Hi Tracy, glad you're watching. So a lot of us will have sensitivities. Now, IgG lasts in our body 21 days, okay? So this is why most elimination diets really are most effective if you can do this for 2 to 3 weeks, because you're clearing the playing field of all this IgG response. So when you get food testing and you get sensitivity testing from a conventional doctor, they're measuring this usually in serum or blood, and they're telling you, look at all these reactions you have. You could be having these reactions because you have intestinal permeability. So you're getting a response because your intestines are not fully healed. So in functional medicine, we do utilize this testing, but we do it in a different way. We don't just have people come in and go, yeah, sure, we'll test you for any food sensitivity. Absolutely not, because you'll get false positives. We like to make sure we do the best we can to make that gut integrity as whole as possible. Sometimes we utilize stool testing or urine testing to check all those biomarkers and see where you're at. We'll do a 1, 2, or 3 month gut healing protocol to try and get those tight junctions healed with vitamin D. We'll provide immunoglobulin support to calm down your immune system so it's not overreactive. We'll also give you a healthy layer of probiotics and then also some digestive enzymes, because a lot of us have low stomach acid. So when we digest our food properly and we're actually absorbing it like we're supposed to, you won't have all this sensitivity. So this is why 90% of us that say we're sensitive to something really aren't. We are just suffering from intestinal permeability. So here is the answer to your question. Should you get food sensitivity testing? Not until you know your gut is working like it should, and then I would recommend that. So if you have any more questions or would love to have a free strategy session, please book one with me on my website. I love steering people to better health. Or come in any Wednesday at noon. I have a weekly open house. It's a Momentum Club. You can donate and it all goes to local charities. I save it up and we're getting some great responses. It's just a free, open to the public. Come in, bring your lunch, bring a health question, noon every Wednesday. I look forward to seeing you all. Have a great week.